Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of XRP. Right now we're at 22 cents. We're down 0.34%. What I wanted to do today was look at the 1 week chart for you. So we're going to try to get the big picture of XRP, and we're really going to step back today, guys. And what I wanted to point out to you is we're basically at the same exact level we were at before when we went on this over 1,000% pump that we had before. So we've essentially, guys, shaken out this entire market cycle now. And that's typically what happens. Whenever you have a market that goes straight up in the matter of about 4 months and you gain 1,000%, there was no support that was built. And that's the problem, guys. There's no support, no resistance. You went basically up on stilts, straight up. And whenever you see that happen, most of the time it's going to come straight back down on you. And that's exactly what happened for XRP here. So we've spent the last 2 years shaking out this market cycle. And what we're looking at now is, are we getting ready for a new market cycle on the macro perspective for XRP? So if you get something out of these videos, guys, you like me covering XRP, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll continue to dig into XRP, a few times a week for y'all. I enjoy it with you, and I think this is a project that really can pump hard when it does pump, and it's something you want to keep your eye on. And what's happening here, guys, so last time, so this was in 2017, we were at around 23 cents. You can see the candles got really tight in this range. We went from 23 cents and we wicked up all the way to $3.30. So those were just astronomical gains. And what happened was, though, and these are the things you want to look for, guys, what happened was in 1 week we had a bearish engulfing candle on the 1 week chart. So we ended up going basically, guys, from $331, or I'm sorry, $3.31, excuse me, all the way down. At one point, we wicked down to $1.53 in 1 week. So this was a very significant candle here, this bearish engulfing candle, and it came on heavy volumes. That would have been the sign for us that we were most likely going to start heading to the downside there. And these are things I want to teach you for the next market cycle when it does come, guys. If you start seeing things straight up like this and your RSI is at 93, please take your profit. You don't want to sit through a 2, 3, 4, 5-year bear market. I mean, these things really can take a long time to shake out. As you see here, we've just slowly been dropping over the last 2 years. And what we're looking at now is to see when this new market cycle is going to start. And guys, what I was looking at here, when you're looking at market structure, how we talked about you never want things going straight up. What you want are those nice higher highs and higher lows with with nice pullbacks or big retracements, but you don't want to lose the entire market structure. An example I want to give you quick here, and then we're going to get back to XRP. Just take a look at the Dow Jones, and this will just give you a little bit more example of basically higher highs and higher lows, and this is over years, guys. So we're going to go back from 2009 here, and what you can see is we're making higher highs and higher lows. Are we still having retracements? Absolutely, but we were staying up above this 200-week moving average, which was very important. Each time we hit that, we found a nice bounce and we continued to move up. But you see how there's no basically price action that goes straight up and down, and that's the key to a healthier market. Do I believe we're getting a little overextended on the Dow Jones, guys? I do. I think it's a time for us to start really watching it and paying attention to it, because we are getting a little overextended. But in terms of XRP, these are the things that we want to see form. I don't want to see another candle, for 4 weeks go straight up in the air. I want to see beautiful higher highs and higher lows so we can build some nice market structure, guys, and really get this moving here. Now, when we zoom in on the candles, what you're seeing is the fact that the moving averages are still pressing down upon us. We're below the 9-week moving average, so that's going to be our short-term moving average. We're below our 20-week moving average, and we're below our 50-week moving average. And the 200 EMA is not even coming up for us right now. We don't have enough data on this chart that I'm looking at. But right now, the river is still down, guys, and that's what I want you to pay attention to. We were digging ourselves out right here. So we had a bullish Harami pattern, and we had about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks of a little bit of follow through here, guys, but we broke down through this short-term trend line, and take a look at what we ended up losing. So this is the importance of trend lines here. We ended up wicking down about 28%, and now what we had put in was a hammer candle. There's a little bit of a wick on top, so it's kind of a mix between a hammer and a doji candle. It didn't come on the most volume, but we're waiting to see if this was the next bottom that we put in, and we're going to start moving back up so we can challenge these moving averages and really try to get this going here, guys. Now, in terms of if we start dropping lower, my targets are going to be at 18 cents, and then they're going to be down at 14 cents. So these were the areas that we've dealt with. with before, 18 and 14, and it was in this previous market cycle. But when I look at these things, guys, I say, you know what, is XRP getting close to that time where a new market cycle could start to form? And I believe that it is. Could it take another, weeks, months, whatever? Yes, but we're getting that point. The candles are getting very tight. I believe, long-term investors are starting to look at this. Now, they want us to be up above that 50-week moving average. That's going to be important for us, and as well as that 200 if you're looking at it on different charts. But the fact that the candles are getting very, very tight right now on the 1-week chart, that could show that we could be having some break, whether it be to the upside or the downside, but I want to be prepared for it. Now, in terms of the indicators, we're going to look at our stock RSI first. Stock RSI is at 3 and 19, so we are in oversold territory, and what I want to see is a stock cross here to the upside on big volume with a bullish candlestick pattern. That's going to be the main thing I'm watching, because I'm really keeping my eye on XRP, guys, for a long-term play on it, but I have not bought in yet because I want to find the best opportunity that I can, and I want to see some confirmation. I'd rather get XRP at a higher price and have confirmation that we're in a true uptrend than try to catch the bottom and have it keep going lower and lower and lower. We've all been there before. Now, in terms of the RSI, we're at 36, so we're getting close to that oversold territory of about that 30 there, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And then the next one I wanted to do for you was our awesome oscillator. I like to look at this as a histogram. And you can see here, guys, we're starting to tick back to the negative a little bit here. So that's something you want to keep your eye on. Just like when we lost this move right up here, when we had this blow off top and we had a bearish engulfing candle, you can see how the histogram just really started ticking negative through this entire time. And then once it started to head back to the positive was when we had this nice bullish engulfing candle. It came on a lot of volume, and that looked like an area where we were putting in a bottom, but we just started falling back to the downside again. So that's what I'm saying, guys. We really can have a lot of fake outs and pump fakes and things like that in this market. So for me, looking for confirmation is the number one thing that I like to look for. I like to see the trend change. Remember, in a downtrend, you have lower highs and lower lows. When you're in an uptrend, you're having higher highs and higher lows. And as you can see with XRP here, guys, here's our lower highs. So here was a high, and a lower high. And then here's a lower low, and right down in here, just barely a lower low. So that's what we have to change. We got to get out of that pattern, get us moving to those higher highs and higher lows, and build good market structure. Guys, this isn't healthy. Whenever you see anything go straight up and have this bubble pop, that's not a healthy thing to go through. We want to see that good market structure so we have supports. But remember that for the long term, whether it be day trading, whether it be, on the 4-hour chart, on the 1 day, on the 1 week, if you see something go straight up and you've gained 40% in the matter of a day or two, guys, never be afraid to take your profits. Bears make money, bulls make money, and the pigs get slaughtered. If you're greedy, you're going to get slaughtered, just like people who were buying up in here for $2 for XRP and saying it's going to $10, and then all of a sudden you're looking at it down at 22 cents. That's an absolute beating that you've taken, and that's what I want people to avoid. I want to try to help people make wise decisions, calm decisions, and not to FOMO into this market. In the long term, do I believe 22 cents is a great price for XRP? Do I think it's going to be a lot higher? I do. I think we definitely could see it up above that $1 and even challenging that $3 over time, but it's going to take time for us to build a healthy market cycle, which I believe we're going to do this time. It's not just going to be a Jack and the Beanstalk straight up move. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. If you like these, you like me just giving you the perspective here, just stepping back, really looking at the 1 week chart. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell me what you're doing with XRP. Are you buying yet? Are you still waiting? Do you believe we're going to go lower? I want to hear all your opinions. I really value them, guys. So God bless. Take care, my friends.